Today I'm going to play in this game, Mood Life on Roblox. And yes, I've already played it, so yeah. I have some money. I have 695.5 million, million viewers. Million. What's in here? What's in here? What's in here? What's this? Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Billy dilly nilly. What the? Am I new? Okay. I did not fall asleep pretty much. Why would you fall asleep? It's a good movie. I watch it when I go to sleep. Okay then, if you hate it so much, okay, what about you make your own videos? Make your own goddamn videos. Do that for one channel. I'm asleep. I have the router. What are you talking about? Anyways, what do we have on here? Pretty good, okay? Pretty good for me. What's in this? What's in this? Ah! Ah! Nine nil, buddy. Yes. Oh yes, that means I just go off this, go straight here. Yes, sir. I have a motherboard. I have a motherboard. Who has a motherboard? I have a little motherboard. Now we're gonna go to components now. See what we can get. No, I think we have to get a new microphone. So much money. I don't get I need some more energy, so we sleep now. Now we play. We just get to how much will I get? I've got 1 billion viewers! 1 billion! I am actually rich. I am actually rich. Call me rich man. Call me the rich man. Was it enough viewers though? Was it enough viewers? Anyone in my house? Good. No, I was going to viewers. I got 40 last time at least. I got 40. Wait a minute, if I just go out of this little thing. I want more money, and to get more of that money, that cash. We have to look how much money we have to get, guys. We need to get right. Can't start it all, but you need 2 channels. That means if I get 1 channel, so it says, hello, little animals. What? Yes, all about you. By starting a new channel, you lose your subscribers. Why? I will boost your videos and you will unlock the headquarters. And you can make more money! More money! Money! Me want my money! Love my money! I want my name, money! Me want money! Who wants money? I want money! Money! I need 50! That's more money than Elon Musk gets, probably. Elon Musk. Yeah, Elon Musk. Probably. Wait a minute, what did I just... Okay, I need the best. Okay, that's just the worst anyways. Now, it's us to... Here, use this. Go for petty. Oh, stop it! Okay, now we wait. Because this video is not going to end until we get 50 billion. 50 billion! okay? You suck. Start making videos, noob. Have you just not seen how many views I have? So no, you suck and you suck. Look at these people. Yeah, they're nice. They understand. Okay then, say that to, well, what's this? 9,502. Yes. 9,05,502. I don't need a new mic, boy. Bucko. I don't need a new mic, bucko. You know what? I don't need a new mic, bucko. I get more money than you get. Stop it! Whoa, what did I just look at? Very weird indeed. I'm not sure if someone's in here. Am I getting lost? Okay, now. Here. Wait. No, we can do heat. Okay. Wait. Okay, recording 2.4, editing 100%, total. That's not enough, we need more than that. Huh? No. What? Ah! We've got 1 billion subscribers? What the heck? No. Oh, hey. Hey, look at my oh, that's not enough. We need to buy more. We need to get us about 50 billion. How are we able to get 50 billion? How? I don't know. Let's try to get 50 billion in the next 60 minutes or 60 hours. I don't have that money. new keyboard. So yeah. So then it works out for me. Played that. Spent that. Let's see how many views I get now. How is it it's unfunny? Yep. Let's see how many views we're gonna get. How many views we're gonna get? How many views are we gonna get? How many views are we going to get? So for all that wasting absolute actual money. Because actually, thank God, because if I had 1 billion, I would not spend on this. No, I'll spend on. No, actually, if I had. Yeah, guys, we might be here for a while. Guys, skip to the end to watch it. Skip to the end to be skip. Oh my god. This is gonna be one of the longest videos I've ever done in my history. In literal history. If I would Anyways. Circle of life, my friend. The circle of life. The game fell off to you. It fell off to you. Okay, what about you find videos then? What about you find some videos, eh? What about you find some videos? Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Is it Die Hard? No, the clock. No. Now look. We have officially action. It's in France. Well, I'm in France now. Bonjour. 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 Bonjour, made by Bonjour. So, first place, they get Hakuna Matata, la robusta y la lobra. Now we wait until the players get Under the sea, that's a 93 rating. So why would we say it's bad? It has a 95 rating. 90. No. I'm going to be here for 10 minutes, for 60 years. You're starving to me. Why are you joking? These people are actual monsters, ain't they? It took me 3 seconds. So where's the money? Where's the money? So where's the money? What I asked for, right? I don't feel So where is my money? Yes. Good. Yes, very, very good. Very good. I'm another sail into the sea. Gotten up this entire day for me being alright now. I would like to ask myself right now. So, need about, just give us one. Give us at least one. Again for Celia. Smell it. Let's have a look. Oh no! I thought I hit something. That's what I got. To buy a new building. Have enough money, even all even. What happened? What happened here? What happened? Oh, what's this? Oh, I want these in home. It's not working. Yeah, I'm not doing that. I get 50%. The next one.
the Hong family. After everything, his friend observes what has been done, but says nothing until he can't hold it in anymore and asks the main character what he plans to do next. After all, not only is the Hong family very influential, but so are the families of the other hunters, who had their eyes on the crescent python. The main character asks his friend what he's afraid of. He had already said that family was insignificant. Noticing that more people are approaching, he turns to see if they want to steal his prey. Speaking to his friend, he says he is curious to see if those people would really...
Okay, I'm ready. The power! I like 27%. This is a new one. You are a true fan. Very true fan. Very. Oh, what a shark! That's a very interesting little shark of yours. Good man. Power of computer. I did most of it. No, I did most of the bloody. I did the most. I did the most. Now it's time for us. I haven't got to sleep. Don't subscribe. I haven't got to have my night's rest. Please know that I did not fit my hunger. What did I eat last night? Get down. if this gets. Oh yeah, I need about oh Barbara. I need about what okay. No, they're more than me, all combined, actually. They're more than me. I just don't have all that. How am I a noob at telling how I'm so bad, so many people will watch me lose. Okay. Yeah, that's drama. Oh! I will improve it. I will improve it, okay? I will improve it. Your Highness, or your Majesty. I need about 5 billion. We're gonna play the next game. How I do, but I wanna play. Is it even gonna move like once? Okay, anyways, let's just go. The things I must I just need a little bit more, yes. It's 5 o'clock. Oh, yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I just joined. I don't know this much. Rush. Use my energy, I'm using my energy. because I am how did it even break? Anyways, how did it even break in the first place? Why do I want this one not? I have no reason to, anyways. I'm not gonna be anything was like it. I'm getting billions and billions and billions. How do you even get up? How do you even get up? If we made it this far, guys, you're actually up how you're bored. If I use my body, it will take you about ages to watch this video. You got watch this video. Yes, sir. Now I am going to go downstairs. And now my legs are killing me. I've been sitting on this chair for about until about I found my time to about 5 o'clock now. It's 5 o'clock. And I found this chair until about 3. Now my legs are So very fast than expected. So very fast than expected. Buying this house. Where do I even play? Where's my happiness? Oh wait, where do I play? I'll keep my own home. That was a waste of actual money. I just wasted so much money. Where do I even play on, eh? Oh, yeah. Be right. You might want to go back in the fridge. So, we are not going. So, what we're going to do, we're going to get out of this because I can't find where the gaming is all. Daddy over here. this, miss. I paid the money. Yes. Just wasted. Hi. Exit. Gaming? Yep. We are changing houses to the old one. I cannot do this anymore. I cannot do this. While buying a normal house, I cannot do this anymore. I don't know where it is, okay? It is annoying. Wanna go to homes? Oh, well, I got a damn new one. So I'm not doing this. Not today. I'm not doing this. I'm just not doing this now. Take my money. I'm just going to go back in that property. Because I'm gonna why it didn't work. Yeah, I forgot. I have to buy it. Yep. I asked it. Yep, buy it. Even buy the thing. Where does he remember it? And we are going to build. It's opening. do I do gems? What do I do with gems? I'm gonna get it. Okay. You know, to make them, you know, I'm just gonna. Dirty man. You dirty man. Flex and drip. Drip. Yeah, it's now special. 1 billion. And now we are going to get a bed. Yeah, because I'm all, walking the blind. Oh, he sleeps so snug. This video, no!
Good evening, Jacob.
Alexa, what is 2,461 take away 900?
2,461 minus 900 is 1,561.
No. Oh, it would be a waste of my gems, though, wasn't it? It's very easy. Use all my energy, use all my energy, use all my energy, use all my energy. Are you saying no yet? Thank you very much. What did we build? What did we build? That help. Sofa. I want a sofa. And a big. I'm sleeping outside.
And appease his son's spirit. The patriarch seemed to be unleashing the maximum energy he had accumulated over the years. The energy was so dense and overwhelming that even his allies and subordinates found it difficult to be near him. But to the protagonist, who was no inexperienced youth, it was nothing at all. The old man's rage was nothing more than theatrics, just a show of power. The more anger the old man displayed, the more energy and power radiated from his body. Then, the moment came when he decided to unleash an attack on the source of his fury. Even when facing such a powerful blow, Bachman showed no fear. The Elder's battle spirit lunged toward the young protagonist, but was easily dodged. With the dagger in hand, the protagonist noticed the creature had instinctively dodged a fatal blow. Turning back to observe it, Bachman wondered why it chose to dodge. As the creature returned to its master, agitated, the young man realized it was a lightning weasel. It was clearly a mature battle spirit, highly skilled, and with a ferocious appearance, just like its master. The battle spirit was consumed by hatred and a desire for revenge. However, the old patriarch noticed something. His lightning weasel showed fear when it saw the dagger in the young man's hand. In a mocking tone, the protagonist asked the old man if his wild beast was really that scared. The old man listened to the young man's words, but thought that simply holding a powerful dagger wouldn't be enough to win against so many experienced hunters. Bachman waited for them to make a move. It wasn't just the Dongfang clan patriarch. The others were also astonished by what he had accomplished. Many of them wondered what kind of background could produce such a talent. One of the subordinates warned the Dongfang patriarch that they should act immediately. The patriarch turned to his subordinate and replied that he would do nothing, as the Han patriarch had already declared he would handle it. Besides, he was curious to see just how far the young man's abilities could go. The protagonist's battle spirit happily bounced on his shoulder as if provoking the other one. Seeing Snowball playfully bouncing, the lightning weasel grew enraged and started to increase in size. Unable to hold back, it lunged forward to attack. However, Snowball was a battle spirit. With with excellent skills and vast combat experience. He charged toward the protagonist along with the Han clan patriarch, who was also consumed by his desire for revenge. As he advanced, he declared that a mere dagger would not be enough to stop him. His battle spirit also tried to catch up with Snowball, making itself look as intimidating as possible. But Snowball, as cunning as its master, jumped straight into the lightning weasel's mouth. It grabbed onto the weasel's fangs with its tiny hands and then started punching it in the face. They were just a few punches, but the beast felt them clearly and was sent flying. Meanwhile, Hong Qiandao charged at the young Tran clan hunter, hoping to land a fierce and decisive blow. He lunged forward, determined to get his revenge at any cost. The patriarch's presence was so imposing that the protagonist could feel the immense power behind his attack. However, for Bachman, dodging it was not difficult at all. Although the patriarch's desire for revenge was immense, his initial, seemingly reckless moves were actually just a way to gauge his opponent's skills. Bachman realized his opponent was sizing him up, and at the same time, he was also analyzing the Hong clan patriarch. He knew that technique well. It was the small capture hand. This made it easy for him to avoid being captured. When the patriarch complained and mentioned the technique's name, it only fueled his indignation as he sought his petty revenge. Enraged, he charged at the young hunter again, who was already prepared and in position. When the two of them clashed and the blow was struck, it came as a great surprise to the other patriarchs watching everything unfold. The experienced hunter, confident he had the advantage, had charged at the young man, but ended up with his hand pierced. He was shocked that the small capture hand, incapable of toppling mountains, had been defeated by a simple dagger. The protagonist explained to the old man that the technique has 3 layers, and he had only reached the second. He then mocked the elder, saying that even in this state, he came all this way just to embarrass himself. Everyone feared what might happen to the patriarch, as the young hunter charged to attack him. His subordinates wanted to tend to his wound immediately, but the elder was too disappointed with the fight's outcome. He heard someone comment that someone of his level had been defeated by a kid at the novice hunter level. This only made things worse. The comment came from the Shu clan patriarch, who thought the other patriarch was making a fool of himself. The Dunich clan patriarch also felt that, although the Han patriarch's technique was strong and fierce, he had been humiliated in defeat, and so they all concluded that there was some hidden power in that dagger. The Ditch clan patriarch speculated that it could be a divine artifact. Even when considering the skills of the Tran clan leaders, they all found it impossible. Tin Kong questioned how. If the Tran clan had really created something like that, it would only appear 2 years after they vanished. Not to mention the strange battle spirit he'd never seen before. They were talking about the bouncing white Snowball, with abilities that were both impressive and overwhelming. Then he began to wonder if the boy had a powerful backer behind him. Meanwhile, Snowball was in trouble. Its foot had been bitten by the lightning weasel, which enraged it, and it decided to resolve the situation with the power of its own feet. With a powerful strike, it slammed into the lightning weasel's snout, unleashing its full power. Then, it launched a series of small, consecutive kicks with its tiny white feet. Despite its soft and cute appearance, this battle spirit was extremely strong and powerful. With its claws out, Snowball fought relentlessly, and with each blow, the lightning weasel moved closer to defeat. Then, with one final attack, it hit so hard that the battle spirit was sent flying to its master's feet, the Hong clan patriarch, who watched in disbelief as his lightning weasel was defeated. Grief-stricken by the loss of his battle spirit, the hunter was devastated. Meanwhile, Snowball proudly jumped onto its master's shoulder, and the protagonist looked at it with admiration. Despite its small size and fluffy appearance, it had managed to defeat that ferocious creature. The battle was becoming increasingly difficult for the others, and the patriarch realized that both the hunter and his battle spirit were overwhelmingly strong. He called to his subordinates, saying that if they all joined forces, they could defeat them. However, he made it clear that he wanted the young man alive. His intention was only to capture him. Finding himself surrounded by the subordinates, the protagonist took a central position. Looking around, he identified 2 high-level subordinates, one bald and the other with red hair. The other 5 were ordinary hunters with mediocre equipment. After assessing them, he concluded they were nothing special, and decided to call out the strongest ones first. Getting their attention, he said they could all attack at once. The 2 were angered by the challenge. The patriarchs watched, waiting to see the outcome of the battle. Since the protagonist had chosen to fight all of them, one of the patriarchs realized the Hong clan couldn't win alone, so they had brought reinforcements. Clearly, honor no longer mattered. But not everyone thought so. Some believed this was the only way to deal with such a threat. One of the patriarchs had a strange feeling, as if he had met this young man somewhere before. Meanwhile, another patriarch was eager for the first one to remember where he had met him. That's when the protagonist taunted them, asking if 7 hunters were really afraid of one person at the novice hunter level, and he challenged them, saying it seemed the Hong clan wasn't as strong as everyone had heard. This infuriated them, fueling their desire to fight, with some declaring they couldn't accept such a humiliation. However, one of them warned the others to be careful with the dagger as it could be fatal. The plan was clear. Everyone would attack at once to catch him off guard. However, one of the two strongest, all one, was the first to dare to strike. The protagonist was completely calm, standing still and waiting for the man's move, only to take him down instantly with the hilt of his dagger. Bachman struck, causing the bald man to fall face first to the ground, stunned and half in shock. The fallen hunter asked why the others didn't attack together, leaving him to act alone. The others, seeing their strongest warrior defeated so easily, feared for their lives. The Ditch clan patriarch was also stunned, witnessing a high-level hunter fall so easily. They realized that a veteran Hong clan fighter hadn't even managed to touch him, and they began to question the young man's origins. But one thing was for sure, they all agreed that he had committed an unforgivable crime. That's when one of the patriarchs finally remembered where he had seen this young man before, and revealed his identity. He was Tran Bak Min. The Dongfang clan patriarch was not happy about being exposed like that. Some even suspected that the Dongfang clan was using Bak Min as an opportunity to crush the Hong clan. Hearing this, Hong Qian Dao turned to the old Dongfang man, demanding to know why he would dare to conspire against him like this. The accused just sneered, saying nothing. The patriarchs argued and accused each other. Wu Guoxiang appeared, and his friend asked where he had been hiding and if anything had happened to him. Throwing all the items he had collected on the ground, Wu Guoxiang explained that he was simply hiding to stay out of the way, since he couldn't keep up with the fight. He asked Bachman how he managed to defeat everyone, without a single injury. Confidently, Bachman replied that his opponents were nothing more than average. Even so, his friend was still worried, trying to make sense of the situation. With a calm smile, Bachman reassured him that everything would resolve itself in time. As the conversation grew more intense, Bachman turned his attention back to the patriarchs, observing the ongoing dispute. Now, the Hong clan patriarch and the Dongfang clan patriarch were throwing accusations at each other, with tensions rising between them. The Hong patriarch insisted that his clan was not their enemy, stating that he held no grudge. Despite this, he accused the Dongfang patriarch of having a son-in-law, eliminate his own son while also injuring his own hand. He screamed in fury, believing the Dongfang clan was being treacherous, trying to crush them all at once. The other patriarchs found it strange that Dongfang Tin Kong said nothing, as they had always been close allies. So it was odd that such a conflict would escalate to the point of wiping out an entire clan. However, the old Dongfang man remained silent, saying he had no reason to explain himself. He asserted that the young man had nothing to do with the Dongfang clan. He reminded them that his clan had cut ties with the Tran clan long ago. Whether he lived or died, if the Hong clan patriarch wanted to fight the young man, he had no objections. However, Hong Qian Dao suspected that the old Dongfang man was just trying to get out of the situation, as it was clear he wouldn't be able to handle the young man. However, the Hong patriarch was glad to hear that the young man had no ties to the Dongfang clan. This only fueled his desire for revenge, as the young man had not only hunted the moon serpent, but had also injured and eliminated so many people. Hong was so enraged that he warned that if the young man wasn't dealt with, the city would soon fall into his hands. He proposed that to solve the problem, they should hunt the young man together, ensuring he was captured once and for all. He declared that this could be considered a favor to him and a gesture of goodwill for all involved. His proposal silenced the patriarchs for a moment. Some began to whisper among themselves, realizing that so many powerful figures chasing a single young man would make them a laughingstock. Moreover, they saw no benefit in pursuing him. At that moment, the protagonist clapped his hands, demanding their attention. With a cold expression, he declared, "You will pay for your actions. 1 million for each life and 500,000 for each one that didn't make it. And I'm not giving discounts." This made Hong Qian Dao tremble with rage. Not only had he lost his son, but now he was being forced to pay such an absurd amount of money. The worst part for Hong was realizing that the other patriarchs were accepting the stated price. Even the old Dongfang man agreed to pay 1 million per life. The Yi clan patriarch thought there would be no problem resolving the situation with money. Hong Qian Dao, seeing that he had no support from any of the other patriarchs, was utterly dejected. That's when a large cloud of dust rose up, causing all the patriarchs to turn towards the source of the noise. They watched in fear, unable to tell the scale of what lay behind that dusty veil. The protagonist also focused his gaze in that direction, along with his friend Wu Guoxiang. However, Bachman realized it wasn't just an ordinary dust cloud, but a beast fog. He could see the creature's eyes glowing through the dust. The patriarchs wondered why the beast fog was so thick. The situation caused panic among them, as they knew that the beast fog was formed by the toxic air surrounding demonic beasts. No one knew for sure how many demonic beasts could be inside such a dense fog. Recalling the past, the protagonist found it strange because that fog was only supposed to appear a year later. His worried friends suggested they gather their valuables and flee from the unusual fog. However, Bachman became serious and pensive. He remembered that his revival might have altered the flow of events. He wondered if the beast siege was happening earlier than expected. It was during this event that he had lost his sister. He still deeply regretted not being able to save her in his past life. By the time he arrived, it was too late. Thinking of his sister, Bachman became determined. He would not let anything happen to his sister again. With a serious expression, Wu Guoxiang called his friend's name Bachman. He looked at him and realized that things were truly serious. He asked Wu Guoxiang to return to the city as fast as he could to protect his sister in his place. He assured him that he would return as soon as he finished dealing with the demonic beasts. Bidding his friend farewell, Bachman charged towards the beast fog while Wu Guoxiang, still worried, shouted after him. All the patriarchs were horrified. They ordered their subordinates to retreat quickly. The instruction was given to ensure everyone was out of the way before the beast fog arrived. Each clan took care of their injured members, and for those who could still walk, the order was given to carry the others and put them on the trucks. Suddenly, one of the subordinates called the Dongfeng patriarch's attention, pointing to the young man walking straight into the fog. The old Dongfeng man watched the young man and noticed that he didn't seem to fear anything. He now stood before the fog, waiting for the beast to emerge so he could defeat it. He stared, trying to understand what was happening as the fog rapidly approached. This astonished many patriarchs and clan leaders. Some thought the young man was being foolish or had even gone mad. However, the old Dongfang man disagreed with them. The beasts had low intelligence and could be held at that position. If they let the fog advance towards the city, the situation could get out of control. A direct order was issued to the entire Dongfang clan to destroy the demonic beasts there, and do not allow them to enter the city. The patriarchs looked at each other, dividing the responsibilities. The order was given quickly. They would stay and fight against those demonic beasts. Even knowing they couldn't stop them completely, they would do their best to protect it. The leader of the Dix Diep clan declared that no one would fall or die in that battle, and everyone must remain vigilant. The order was clear. The filthy beasts would witness the courage of the Shu clan, as the patriarch had said. Meanwhile, Wu Guoxiang still watched in astonishment, unable to move. Bachman remained still, observing the fog as it gradually revealed the demonic presence of the beasts. They were not only ferocious, but also enormous. Both the protagonist and his battle spirit were eager to face those beasts. Anxious to eliminate the approaching threat, Bachman looked at the giant wolf before him without a hint of fear. In fact, he was excited for the battle. His battle spirit, Snowball, was also impatient, wanting to jump into action as soon as possible. With a swift movement, Bachman launched Snowball towards the giant wolf. It grinned with excitement, almost unable to wait to start its part of the fight. Snowball went straight into the giant wolf's mouth. Surprisingly, it snapped its mouth shut with the little inside. However, this was a mistake. The wolf distracted and off guard. Bachman saw the perfect opportunity to attack. Quickly, he lunged forward with his dagger and in one precise move, stabbed the wolf's eye. The beast began to howl in pain, shaking its head and body, trying to shake off the hunter. Bachman quickly jumped away, landing safely at a distance, waiting for the wolf to call for reinforcements. The beast continued to growl and howl as if summoning its kin. Soon, from within the fog, other foes appeared, smaller in size but still formidable. There were many of them, all ready to attack at once. Growling fiercely, Bachman skillfully dodged each one, striking them down one by one with his dagger. With a well-placed blow, he eliminated all the smaller wolves. Meanwhile, the giant wolf howled in fury, determined to finish off the protagonist. It tried to attack again, but Bachman, with his cunning, dodged the beast's giant claws, avoiding being trampled. When the giant wolf finally faced Bachman, trying to swallow him in one swift move, the hunter quickly dodged to the side. Bachman then yelled to his battle spirit, "Now it's your turn." The giant wolf seemed to be losing the battle from the inside out. It howled and writhed, trying to resist. Suddenly, an intense light burst from the wolf's chest, causing it to cough and show extreme pain. The seemingly invincible beast was now weakened and collapsed to the ground. Bachman watched silently. He knew that this wolf, though formidable and large, was still weak compared to the power he possessed. Even after calling its offspring, it still couldn't defeat him. As Bachman was assessing the situation, a rock-like object was thrown towards him. He remained still, observing intently, not moving. He didn't know what it was, but he wanted to wait and be sure of what was happening before reacting. Bachman stood motionless, watching the huge rock that had been launched in his direction. He quickly realized that the rock wasn't just big, it was gigantic, a true boulder of immense size. To have such strength to throw something like that, Bachman thought as he watched the rock approach rapidly. It was too close. If that rock hit him with its full force, his survival would be nearly impossible. Even after dodging, he still felt the aftershock, a deep unease that threatened to overwhelm him. Regaining his composure, Bachman got back into position, fully aware that whoever threw the rock was very close. His battle spirit, Snowball, stood beside him, ready for action. Soon, the beast appeared before him. He maintained his attack stance, never letting his guard down. The creature that appeared was truly a demonic beast. Among the smaller ones, there was one monster, of enormous size, clearly there to challenge him. The creature stared at him, its eyes glowing with extreme rage. Bachman could sense the beast's instincts, as if it was determined to devour the hunter. Don't be fooled, Bachman thought. This battle would be easy. But before he could act, he heard a cry. It was Snowball, emerging from inside the giant wolf and jumping towards its master. It smiled, pleased with its victory against the wolf, but its joy was short-lived. A huge, wild-looking ape suddenly appeared and with a swift move, grabbed Snowball. Bachman was paralyzed with horror at the sight of his loyal companion, Snowball, in the hands of that monstrous creature. At that moment, smaller monkeys lunged towards him, ready to attack. However, he held his attack position firmly. Before one of the monkeys could attack, a familiar figure appeard. Xiang was back and coming to his aid. He stepped in front of Bachman, gripping the attacking monkey's head with immense force. With a furious look, Xiang squeezed the monkey's skull, preventing it from making any further moves. Stepping back, he roared in a commanding voice, and the beasts, intimidated by Xiang's overwhelming presence, began to retreat. But as the baboons tried to flee, something unexpected happened. A rain of arrows fell from the sky, striking the beasts as they tried to escape. Bachman turned to understand what was happening and quickly realized that the clan's subordinates had joined the fight. They had positioned themselves strategically, firing arrows at the demonic monkeys. The smaller monkeys, now at a disadvantage, began to retreat, but the largest one remained, the giant ape with death in its eyes. It seemed confused, as if it was struggling to clench its fist. Frustrated by the resistance it was encountering, Bachman knew that Snowball, as a battle spirit, was extremely powerful. It possessed the strength needed to face even that giant ape, but he couldn't let his guard down. The battle was far from over. Soon, the rain of arrows found their targets, controlling the baboon invasion. Xiang asked his friend if he was okay and if he was injured. Bachman replied that he only had a few wounds but nothing serious, thanks to his timely arrival. He commented that he could never let himself get seriously injured because Xiao Shui, his spotted chicken, needed him. While the two were talking, little Snowball was fighting a giant gorilla. The protagonist watched the Ape King as it measured its strength against his battle spirit. The little one, who had defeated a fire wolf, continued to hold its ground firmly against the giant primate. He wondered if it had managed to consume the wolf's beast core while it was inside. It advanced with unstoppable power as always, charging towards the giant primate. It jumped between its hands and attacked it head-on, crushing its head with ease. The son himself could hardly believe what he was seeing. Xiang witnessed the giant creature being destroyed. Little Snowball, with the beast core in hand, jumped happily, showing it off as if it were another trophy. Without delay, it began to devour the beast core, further strengthening itself. Before the giant, falling body of the primate, the little one had finished swallowing the beast core. One of the patriarchs couldn't understand how the demonic ape king, a mid-tier beast, had been defeated so easily. Others wondered what kind of battle spirit the boy possessed, as they had never heard of anything like it. They noticed that the small creature only used brute force, but they saw no evidence of any special abilities in it. Then he looked at the protagonist's friend and realized that despite being overweight, the young man also had some potential. The Hong clan patriarch thought that as soon as he returned to the city, he himself would carve up that boy. The patriarchs realized that the demonic beasts were retreating. There were reports that Bachman had suffered some injuries and should be given a chance to withdraw. However, he was stopped. He was told that it was unnecessary and that he should just go back and take care of the injured from a distance. The protagonist overheard the conversation between the patriarchs and their subordinates. He noticed how they ordered their subordinates to care for the injured and go back to check on the beasts. However, he just watched calmly for a moment. His attention was drawn by little Snowball, which seemed eager to communicate with him, holding a piece of the giant fire wolf. It seemed to want to offer it to its master. Bachman looked at little Snowball curiously, wanting to know exactly what it was holding. However, he felt a strange hesitation to simply reach out and take the object. His friend asked what exactly it was, and Snowball was trying to tell him something. Without a second thought, the protagonist took out his dagger and cut the piece Snowball was holding in half. As he did, he realized they were beast eggs. The item was full of them. The protagonist looked at the bag where the eggs were kept, feeling really satisfied because there were so many. His friend wanted to know if they were the beast's eggs. Bai Ming explained that not all of them were, as the eggs were of different colors and sizes. Although there were newly born beast eggs inside, they weren't all the same. He couldn't understand why there were so many different types of eggs. He could also sense that these eggs were much stronger than the wolf that had carried them. He observed that 4 of them seemed to be alive and moving. The protagonist's expression hardened as he turned to his friend, asking if he was interested in raising a battle spirit. The offer took his friend completely by surprise. He hadn't expected it and felt a bit embarrassed, thinking he wasn't worthy of accepting it. He asked his friend to choose one of the 4 eggs he was holding. His friend carefully examined all the eggs for a moment, while little Snowball, now exhausted, was sleeping on the protagonist's shoulder. Wu Guoxian prepared to make his choice and reached out to point at the egg he would choose. When he finally made his selection, he looked at his friend and pointed to the egg he wanted. It seemed his friend was starting to have an adverse reaction, feeling something strange in his heart. He looked at him and said there was no need to worry. It was just because of little Snowball, a reaction caused by too much energy. This creature has special muscles, and everything it has consumed is causing this effect. He observed the family heads and thought that if he didn't overcome his current state, his energy wouldn't hold out. Little Snowball, with its body nearly bursting with energy, could make the situation worse. The head of the Hong family was informed that all the other beasts had submitted. Meanwhile, he still hadn't taken his eyes off the protagonist. Old Hong was calm and patient, just observing to see what the protagonist and his friend would do. However, Bai Ming placed a hand on Wu Guoxian's shoulder, signaling that they were leaving. The only way is to escape before anyone can react, he thought. His friend looked at him, finding it hard to return to a normal state. Grabbing his friend's shirt and holding him steady, they started running as fast as they could. Sprinting at high speed, his friend asked him to slow down, saying he wasn't sure he could hold back his nausea. Soon, they arrived home, where his sister was still sweeping. She was startled by the noise and the door suddenly bursting open as Wu Guoxian was thrown inside. Frightened, she closed her eyes, and when she opened them, she saw Wu Guoxian lying on the floor. She also realized her brother was back and couldn't see him clearly because he was pushed inside. Inside that room, he sat on top of the pasture and cultivated. His battle spirit was set to sleep. His little Snowball was completely exhausted. On the bed, he covered in death from the battle with 4 missing eggs. Meanwhile, the protagonist was going through an internal struggle with practicing beast refining scripture. Allowing them to resist the intense adverse reactions caused by beast energy. However, for him, nothing was easy. Suddenly, he saw a chaotic space created in his mind. The energy trying to dominate him came from the rising power of the python, which tried to completely envelop him. Alongside that energy, there was the energy of the flaming wolf and the ape king, as well as other creatures trying to invade his mind, surrounding him to make him lose his sanity. The battle between him and the spiritual forces in his head grew more intense with each passing moment. He could hear the noises and sounds made by each one. However, he proved that his mental strength was immense and he would not surrender to mere negative energies. Little by little, he regained consciousness and calmed down. Returning to his body after completing the refinement, exhausted, he fell asleep again, along with his battle spirit, which had not yet woken up. Time had passed since he entered the room to cultivate and refine those energies. When he woke up, he felt a severe headache and was still a bit disoriented. He watched his hand move, and when he realized he had advanced to the intermediate level, he smiled with satisfaction. He looked at the sleeping little Snowball and thought that if it had given him any more energy, he wouldn't have been able to handle it. He also noticed something strange when he looked at the dagger and the beast eggs. A memory surfaced in his mind. It seemed he had a brilliant idea, something he had long forgotten. He stood up and started searching, believing it had to be among his belongings. While trying to find what he wanted amidst the mess, he realized he had forgotten where he put it. Finally, he found what he was looking for and felt pleased. It was the demon-shredding beast. Now with this beast and his offensive initiative, he would feel safer and wouldn't have to worry about anyone. As he was examining his spoils, he heard his friend's voice, who seemed to be in trouble. He heard his sister asking if Wu Guoxian was okay, and what had happened to him. He recognized it was his sister's voice, asking if his friend was alright. Worried, he rushed out to see what was happening. When he reached the stairs, he looked down and saw Wu Guoxian collapse in a corner, while his house was being invaded by others. Without hesitation, he jumped down the stairs and landed right in front of the intruders. Everyone stared at him, astonished, as if waiting for an explanation for what was happening to her brother. So I explained that while he was asleep in his room for the past 2 days, the Hong family had been trying to subdue Wu Guoxian. Every time he refused to swear loyalty to them, he was punished. He was startled when she revealed he'd been gone for 2 days. He realized that he needed that time to reach the intermediate level. told him that the Hong family had threatened his friend, saying that if he didn't swear loyalty, the situation would get worse. The henchmen said that's precisely why they came. Among them were an old man and his grandson, who came to take Wu Guoxiang so he could join the Yuan family. The old man introduced himself as Yuan Qingjie, and beside him was his grandson, Yuan Ming. They were sent to follow the orders of their family head, who wanted the protagonist to join the Yuan family. Bai Ming became interested in learning more about this family. The old man explained that the family head remembered him and had mentioned that the protagonist could also join the Yuan family. While the young man was coughing violently on the ground, worrying little So-I, the old man continued, insisting they should be grateful for the offer of help. The protagonist thought that if they saw his friend's true potential, things would get complicated. He believed these people saw his friend as just a brute, which could put him in even greater danger. Bai Ming then said that he understood the Yuan family was being generous, but neither of them was interested. Realizing they had been rejected, the intruders showed their anger. The grandson could barely contain himself. He called the young man ungrateful and asked who he thought he was, to dare refuse help from a family like theirs. Pointing at the protagonist, he warned that if he didn't accept, he wouldn't have to wait for the Hong family, as they would deal with him themselves. The negotiators present noticed the Yuan family wanted to destroy everything, making them even more worried for their safety. So I noticed something and warned her brother. He asked if it was possible to carry out a massacre with just 2 people. Just then, the old man looked aside, and the sound of flapping wings was heard. The protagonist turned around and saw a dark shadow. With a flap of its wings, feathers started flying everywhere and a foul stench spread. It was clear there was a vulture here. It was their battle spirit. Both the grandson and the grandfather had vultures. The negotiators there couldn't stand the stench and started to feel the need to leave immediately. They rushed out of the house, trying to escape the unbearable smell. So I also couldn't stand the stench that had filled the room with the vulture's appearance. Worried about the smell, the protagonist asked his sister to take their friend upstairs and lock the door. Meanwhile, the old man, with the vulture perched on his shoulder, declared that today he would take the young man's life for choosing the hard path and refusing what they had offered. Just as her brother had asked, Zoe was helping her family friend rest. She was extremely worried about what she heard from those men and about what was happening to her brother. Bai Ming revealed that he was quite curious and wanted to know exactly how the old man planned to take his life. He said this while staring at the 2 of them, showing no remorse in his words. The grandson couldn't understand how someone could be so arrogant and decided to teach him a lesson in respect. When his battle spirit realized its master was about to fight, it spread its wings, preparing to join him in battle. Looking up, the protagonist realized that he would now have to face 2 opponents, instead of just 1. When the vulture tried to attack, he dodged it with ease. And right after, the Yuan family's grandson also launched an attack. However, the protagonist held his defensive stance, managing to dodge both opponents easily. Even so, his opponent didn't like how the battle was going in Bai Ming's favor. Even when the protagonist drew his dagger, his opponent believed he would find an opening to attack. But when their weapons clashed, the opponent was sent flying, their eyes making a threatening glare. But the protagonist seized the opportunity and attacked without hesitation. He landed a kick to his opponent's stomach, pushing him back even further. This also made the opponent realize he was facing a formidable foe. As the protagonist displayed immense strength, the people outside, who had come to collect their dues, noticed the young man's formidable power. The grandfather, in his wisdom, tried to warn his grandson not to act recklessly. Meanwhile, as the protagonist simply observed and stared at them, the vulture tried to attack again, this time without its master's help. The vulture ended up in the protagonist's grasp. Bai Ming delivered a powerful blow to the giant black bird, causing it to vanish instantly. After the bird fell, he looked at it and knew it had brought this fate upon itself, the moment it decided to attack. The guy couldn't believe that his vulture, his battle spirit, had been defeated. Furious at the loss of his bird, he vowed to trade a life for a life and charged straight at his opponent. The grandfather shouted desperately, begging his grandson not to do something so reckless. Despite his own abilities and his grandfather's warning, the young man rushed at the protagonist without thinking of the consequences. He got exactly what he was looking for. Bai Ming landed a punch right in the reckless guy's face. It was enough to send him flying once again. His situation looked worse than ever. After hitting his opponent, the protagonist asked if he really believed he could defeat him alone. After the grandson fell, the old man bent down, checking if he was okay. Sad and on the verge of tears, the grandson begged his grandfather to avenge him. Heartbroken that his grandson hadn't listened and ended up like this, the old man reassured him, saying not to worry, he would stop at nothing to get revenge. Turning his gaze to the young man before him, he called him a bastard, saying they had come to give him a great opportunity. The old man swore to tear him to pieces and skin him alive, vowing that if he failed, he would rather die. He ordered his vulture battle spirit to use its mountain-shattering claws. He knew it was the skill of a beast that had reached the battle line level. It might be because this isn't an ordinary bird, it's a royal vulture. vulture. If it truly is a royal vulture, he thought, then it makes sense for it to possess a combat skill even if it's only at the high-grade level. He spent so much time thinking about this that he forgot about the bird, which had flown towards him, and by then it was too late to counterattack. But just then, little Snowball arrived to save him, fully recovered after a long sleep. Bai Ming was incredibly impressed to see his little Snowball. No matter how hard the vulture tried, it couldn't defeat the little. It truly had the instincts of a seasoned warrior. Seeing this, the old man felt threatened because his secret weapon was undoubtedly the vulture. When the old man saw the small white ball charging with all its might at his vulture, he tried to intervene. However, he was stopped, as the protagonist would never let him lay a finger on his battle spirit. The force from his attack was so strong that the old man could barely stay on his feet. Even after realizing the young man was vastly superior in strength, he didn't give up on defeating him. The family members who came to collect the payment stood at the door watching the scene unfold. The old man was getting beaten badly, but still tried to fight back. The battle dragged on, and the old warrior endured the blows he received. However, as the attacks became more precise and relentless, he began to lose his strength. At one point, he had to admit that his opponent was truly powerful, but even so, he wouldn't surrender. He launched himself into another attack. Looking at his little battle spirit, he realized his vulture stood no chance against him. This isn't an ordinary battle spirit, he thought to himself. Even with its royal bloodline, the bird couldn't win against that small white creature. The young people watching from outside began to think that this so-called royal bloodline, it didn't seem very impressive. Everyone started to believe that this would finally be the end for the old man. But once again, he charged into battle. The fight was fierce, and after many exchanges between the two, Bai Ming finally found an opening. Perhaps because he was too tired, the old man couldn't maintain his defense and was finally hit. He took a punch straight to the face, sending him flying into a wall. The young protagonist seized the opportunity and used his shadow slash technique. With that skill, Bai Ming inflicted pain on his opponent, severing his arm. He then asked if that was all the Yuan family could bring to the table, as the warrior leaned against the wall, groaning in agony from the intense pain in his arm. Everyone present saw how pathetic his condition was. They started commenting on the shadow slash skill, saying it wasn't something typical of an intermediate level hunter. Taking advantage of the tense atmosphere, he asked who would be next to try their luck, and which family dared to step forward. With utmost politeness, he told them not to underestimate them, explaining that they had only come to pay the necessary fees. Their family heads had settled to them the payment of the past inconveniences and asked them to accept it. One of them said this was the payment from the Yi family. Another declared it was from the Su family. Seeing everyone paying their debts, the protagonist was satisfied and his expression serious. The protagonist announced that now that they had paid, they could leave. The onlookers acknowledged him and announced they were leaving. Before going, he even dared to mention that the Wu family's invitation for Wu Guaxian was still open. When the protagonist heard this, his face darkened and he told them to wait. The side characters, thinking this would be the end for them, prepared to face what seemed to be a final verbal exchange. The protagonist pointed to the ground where the grandfather and grandson were lying, ordering them to take that trash with them. The foolish group, seeing this didn't directly concern them, obeyed the order without any resistance. Placing the two on their backs, they quickly retreated. The royal bird, seeing its master leaving, also did its best to escape, leaving little Snowball behind. Little Snowball was sad because it couldn't eat the vulture. The protagonist noticed little Snowball's sadness and with a slight smile, told it to be patient. Meanwhile, So I was tending to Wu Guaxiang's wounds, urging him to try and endure it. Embarrassed, Wu Guaxiang confessed that he never imagined he would be sought after by those wealthy families. The protagonist, always loyal to his friend, said the offer wouldn't be worth it, even if it were 10 times better. Both of them felt relieved upon hearing the protagonist speak, as they realized he was safe. Worried for his friend, Bai Ming placed a hand on Wu Guaxiang's shoulder and asked if he was okay. He reassured his friend and his sister, declaring that even if all of them joined forces, there would still be no match for him. So they cheered happily, proud of each other, exclaiming that he was the greatest and the best. Bai Ming got straight to the point, saying that since his friend wasn't seriously injured and his sister was there to help him, he wanted the girls to choose a battle spirit egg. He opened his hands, revealing the battle spirit eggs, and asked them to make their choice. Wu Guoxiang chose the white egg, and the protagonist's sister chose the blue one. Now, Bai Ming would begin instructing them on how to care for their battle spirits. The two listened attentively. The first command was to drop a bit of their blood onto the eggshells. Wu Guoxiang was the first to follow the instructions, and after he was done, Bai Ming told him to relax, both his body and mind. They both tried to feel the heartbeat of the creature inside the egg, waiting with anticipation. The next step was to feel the connection with the creature form inside the egg. Wu Guoxiang's eyes widened as he noticed his egg was hatching. The two were amazed as both eggs hatched at the same time. Bai Ming was startled because he could sense which battle spirits were inside the eggs. The energy radiating from both battle spirits showed an incredible intensity. The protagonist observed the scene, realizing his suspicions were correct. Guoxiang seemed to feel the intense pressure radiating from his spirit. Initially surprised, he identified what kind of animal it was when he saw the small baboon. He felt pleased and curiously asked his friend if that was his battle spirit. The sight of a tiny albino monkey, small enough to fit in the palm of his hand, captured his attention. So I was also quite pleased with the spirit that emerged from the other egg. A beautiful bird known as the Nine Heavens crane, also small enough to fit in her hand, enchanting everyone. Excited, Wu Guoxiang tried to playfully interact with his little albino monkey. However, he was inexperienced. He was unaware of the characteristic mischievous nature of these animals. The albino monkey showed its mischievous side, pulling out its tool and deciding to pee on the spot without hesitation. Guoxiang's reaction was one of utter outrage as the little rascal...
Trillion!
The albino
Not
was
trillion!
incredibly pleased with the chaos it had caused.
Wait.
While Wu Guoxiang...
Wait.
Xian complained about the unpleasant smell of urine. The small animal continued its antics. The protagonist realized the little monkey was a perfect match for his friend, bringing a sense of levity and humor to the group. Faced with the two battle spirits, a jumble of thoughts occupied the protagonist's mind. It was fascinating that both the bird and the little monkey had appeared in such a barren city. Even so, their lineage seemed insignificant compared to the natural strength and superior power they displayed, surpassing the power of the wolf that had transported them by at least 1,000 times. The tiny little snowball, perched on the protagonist's shoulder, also expressed its silent opinion. He immediately understood the little creature's intentions as it watched everything intently. The protagonist had to scold the little creature, explaining that devouring those battle spirits was not allowed. He then comforted it, assuring it that it could eat its fill when they encountered other monsters. Hearing a call from outside, so I told her brother she believed it was Dongfang's Xu. Curious, he pondered why Xu would show up at his house. To ensure their safety, he asked his friend and sister to stay inside and wait for his signal before coming out. Already inside the residence, the girl wondered about the whereabouts of all the idlers who usually wander around. Looking to the side, she noticed the protagonist, who angrily asked her flat out what she was doing there. Without hesitation, he stressed that he wouldn't sell anything in the house, not even a worthless piece of trash. Dongfang Xu seemed to always feel uncomfortable whenever she interacted with him, but she explained she was there to warn him. The protagonist, with measured gratitude, thanked her for the warning, but he got straight to the point. If that was the only reason for her visit, she could leave immediately. The girl was confused, not understanding why he insisted on staying there despite knowing about the Han family's arrival. He made it clear that her presence annoyed him, and that the Chen family's business had nothing to do with the Dongfang family. Xu's expression clearly showed her displeasure with his answer. She revealed a mix of frustration and annoyance as she left the protagonist's house. Xu felt indignant, thinking she had wasted her time trying to warn him. Looking back at the house for a moment, she thought to herself, no one could possibly live in such a rundown place. From my point of view, it would probably be better if he just dropped dead. As she was walking, she was startled by an old man's voice, asking what a young lady of the Dongfang family was doing. It was the old head of the Han family, with a provocative tone, hinted at her private life. He seemed convinced that her presence was related to her father, whom he called a cunning old fox. Annoyed, Xu made it clear that her father had nothing to do with this, stressing that she came of her own accord. Persisting, the old man again asked about the reason for her visit. With a malicious smile, he insinuated whether she was there to replace her sister in the marriage contract. The Chen unexpected action surprised and intrigued Xu. She didn't expect to see Hong Mingtu there, who, with a firm tone, said the rumors about her nature were true. Looking at the young man, Xu realized he was the future leader of the Hong family. She knew that Hong Mingtu was a key supporter of the Demon Extermination Alliance and a high-level hunter. With confidence, Mingtu told his uncle he could handle that bastard, while he himself would deal with the rebellious girl. Observing the young man, Xu understood that the situation was becoming more and more complicated. Mingtu was warned to be careful with the girl and prevent her from interfering with their ongoing plans. Before leaving, the old Hong family head gave the defiant young woman a long, appraising look. Without hesitation, Xu asked Mingtu what he wanted from her. He replied that he was worried about not hurting her, fearing it would create a lasting feud between their two families. Mingtu stressed that if that bastard was warned of their plans, the situation would become troublesome for her as well. Decisively, she replied that she didn't care if that bastard escaped or not. With a sarcastic tone, Mingtu declared that since she showed no concern for the bastard, it would make things much simpler for him. A sudden sound caught both their attention. Causing Xu to look towards the door, she noticed the Hong family's henchmen being thrown far away. This proved that the man in question had not fled as they had assumed. Mingtu, on the other hand, was disappointed, seeing his subordinates as a bunch of incompetents. Confident, he drew his powerful weapon from his back, declaring that everyone could count on him to handle the situation. As they were thrown out, the Hong family's henchmen were hit by multiple arrows. Every one of them, including the family head, was shot to the ground by the projectiles. The injured Hong family head collapsed outside the protagonist's house. Stepping outside, the protagonist asked if that was all the Hong family could bring, as they observed the fallen subordinates and their injured master. The sound of little storm made him turn around. He then realized it had defeated the Thunder Weasel and was now swallowing the creature's core. The protagonist, with a bow in his hand, aimed an arrow straight at the family head's head. Decisively, he declared that he initially had no intention of causing trouble for him, but since they came to his house, he might as well send him to a better place. For a brief moment, Old Hong felt fear for his own life. As the protagonist still aimed at him, a giant shadow appeared above them. Curious, he tried to discern what that strange shadow could be. With quick reflexes, he dodged, avoiding the attack. The protagonist, ever vigilant, was not caught by surprise. However, the enemy was an unknown, which piqued his curiosity to find out its origin. Hong Mingtu, with a confident expression, revealed that he was a disciple of the leader of the suppression force of the Demon Extermination Alliance. Hearing the name of the alliance, the protagonist became curious and wanted to understand what it was. Mingtu then warned his uncle to step back and protect himself, leaving the rest to him. The protagonist, unconcerned with the organization Mingtu was part of, warned him that if he didn't want to end up like his uncle, he should leave immediately. With extreme speed, the enemy approached the protagonist and asked what he would do if he refused to leave. Without hesitation, the protagonist jumped back, preparing to defend against any possible attack. After that move, he reflected on what had happened, surprised by his opponent's speed. The enemy then made an offer. The protagonist should join him. He could set aside his grudge with the Hong family, but even be introduced to the Demon Extermination Alliance. Without much thought, the protagonist replied that he had no interest in joining any group. Mingtu, with a contemptuous sigh, closed his eyes and remarked that he was a fool with no vision, lamenting his decision. With a sudden burst, Mingtu charged at the protagonist and landed a precise blow to his stomach. The protagonist could hardly believe he'd been injured. Mingtu's thirst for revenge was palpable, especially his desire to avenge his cousin, Hong Min. At the Dongfang family residence, the eldest daughter, Qin Xuan, was waiting for news of her sister. Xu quickly returned with information. When the younger sister called out to the older sister listened intently. Qin Xuan asked if her sister had done what was asked, and the other replied that he refused to listen. Xu informed her sister that they might have been taken away by the Hong family. Right then, the older sister asked for details about what happened. Xu revealed that Hong Mingtu had appeared, surprising her sister, as she knew exactly what that meant. Meanwhile, the young man from the Hong family continued his relentless attacks on Bai Ming. Mingtu was a rising talent, destined to succeed the Hong family, and has proven to be a ruthless man. The protagonist is struggling to deal with this man, but remains vigilant. He doesn't know what to expect from a young man, who seems stronger than his previous opponents. Mingtu was chosen to lead the next generation of the Hong family, standing out for his talent. He is highly skilled and recognized by the Demon Exorcist Alliance. The protagonist faces great challenges in dealing with this young warrior. He seems to have no advantage in the fight against the rising star of the Hong family. Although he tries to anticipate his moves, it becomes increasingly difficult. Cam Hyen fears that something terrible will happen in the confrontation between the two. Her younger sister asks why she is protecting someone who is no longer a member of the family. She also says that their father has already annulled the engagement with the Qin family, but the Your older sister thinks your younger sister is too naive. She reminds her that it was their grandfather who arranged this marriage, and even though their father annulled the engagement, that doesn't change anything. She knows she is destined to be with the Chin family, and even if she dies, that won't change. Zu can't understand her sister when she talks like that. Outside the protagonist's house, his opponent congratulates him for resisting the attack. The protagonist carefully observes his opponent's every move as Ming-Tu makes his parade. Signaling that the fun is about to end, Elder Hong is very surprised. At Hong Ming-Tu's ability to overwhelm the protagonist, he realizes that he can no longer underestimate the power of the demon exorcists. He also feels relieved, knowing that his family will once again be feared. Seeing the enemy dodge his attacks so quickly, the protagonist thinks his weapon must be a legendary item. With those movements, even when using Shadow Slash, the enemy still dodges with ease. Then, with wide eyes, he remembers a technique. Phantom Image. The enemy launches another attack, and the protagonist is ready. After remembering that technique, he is now faster. The enemy wants to finish him off as quickly as possible and charges in with all his strength. The protagonist creates an illusion that the opponent doesn't notice and only strikes a phantom image. The enemy believes it's real and feels satisfied, but his joy lasts only a moment. As the illusion begins to fade before his eyes, the protagonist wants to understand what his opponent is trying to do. Gritting his teeth, the enemy looks at the protagonist with hatred because his previous attack was ineffective. He decides to attack again, the young Hong Ming-Tu. He's using a combination of the earth-splitting, mountain shadow strike, believing this time it will be the end for the protagonist. Seeing his opponent's effort, he claps his hands in applause. He feels frustrated, realizing he hasn't landed a single hit and turns to look, as the protagonist says it's unfortunate. He still hasn't fully mastered his abilities. Hong Ming-Tu doesn't like the protagonist's words. Now his only intention is to finish him with a single blow. He rushes towards the protagonist, ready to strike, when he hears the protagonist say that if he had succeeded with the earth-splitting part, he would have won. Although his opponent tells him to shut up, the protagonist continues talking. Once again, the opponent misses his target. However, the protagonist was waiting for that opportunity. Seeing that he's about to be attacked, the opponent just looks up as the protagonist warns that his chance is over, and then he uses his Shadow Slash. The enemy feels the blow and can't believe it's possible. The patriarch of the Hong family can't believe what he's witnessing. With the protagonist's final attack, he strikes Ming-Tu, sending him to the ground. Ming-Tu thinks his opponent suddenly became much faster. Ming-Tu also wants to make him pay for losing an arm. His intention is to take the protagonist's life in retaliation for what happened to him. The Hong family's subordinates fear for Ming-Tu's life. Elder Hong tries to calm everyone down, saying that nothing will happen to him because he is the hope of the family. However, he thinks that if he doesn't...
Holy macaroni, guys. How long have I been recording? God damn it. I'm gonna be here for all I have to do is get 50 billion and then I can end recording and go to sleep because it's 8 o'clock, guys. I've been recording since about 5 o'clock. Since 5 o'clock, guys. 5 o'clock. I've been sitting on it. I've been recording for 3 hours. No, probably more than that. Yeah, probably more than that, guys. Oh my lords. And guys, I just did this in one day. How am I not tired, guys? Nothing I need to know. Nothing I need to know. I must know. How much am I buy? Someone in the guy. I'm a lumber, some liar. If I had any Robux, I would literally buy. I would buy VIP double subscribers, and I apply with 2, oh yeah, that all I would buy, I would purchase those many, so that if I sort of buy all these, I'm rich, mate. How is this PC still running on this? Very interesting. Oh my gosh, I have been playing Roblox for 7 hours probably. Oh no, so for about 4 o'clock I started recording, so to 4 to 8, that means 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. I've been recording for 12 hours! 12 hours, man. How am I not tired? How, guys? How? Okay, controller in now so I can do some parkour. I'm just going to do the parkour. gosh, my man! Oh my gosh! It might take years, but I'm getting random. Oh my god! I should have done a stream like that. I should have done a stream. I've been here for 6 years, 6 months. Hey! We're leaving? Go. That was even 100 or 50. Wow! close to my goal. I'm so close. I just need to get some. I just need to get four good ones. I bet. Yep. What's the big question? Do I have enough? So then I can finally end this video. Oh yeah. that's gonna be it for this video, guys. Like and subscribe.